How's it hanging, dudes? My name is Sean and welcome back to yet another Jurassic World Evolution video. If this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, smack a like, I surely do appreciate it. But anyways, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title, does it sandbox? Will Jurassic World Evolution be an actual sandbox park management game? Or at the very least, will it have a specific sandbox mode? My theory is it will be a sandbox, but a limited sandbox. You may have to unlock that mode. Maybe. So let's just dive right into it. There's a bunch of fan speculation going around. A bunch of people are needing this game to be sandbox. You can kind of just scroll down the Steam page and see a bunch of people who say, I sure hope so. I think there will be. So how much of a sandbox will it be? You know, will you be able to jump right in and just start throwing things around and creating? No, there's going to be a certain set amount of money, a tutorial. You have to learn the ropes. You have to go through it. You'll have to, and of course, that'll be part of the story. You'll have to just develop your skills in the story mode, the main game. But will you get to a point, let's say, you know, with each island that you move to, because that's how the game progresses. You know, you finish what you got to do, all the missions on one island, you move to the next one with other hurdles to jump. That's how the game progresses. That's how you progress as a character. That's how your park progresses. That's how your unlocks progress. So maybe you'll get to the 5th island, and that will be the sandbox, right? But being as this is Frontier, the creators behind, you know, Thrillville, Planet Coaster, I mean, oh man, they're behind Roller Coaster Tycoon. They're behind so many great games, sandbox oriented games. So will there be a sandbox mode? It's not confirmed. We don't know. I can't even speculate on it. I can't find any developer talking about it. I can't find any developer even, you know, shoving aside somebody talking about it to see if I can decipher whether, you know, he's confirming it or not by his actions. So there is none of that. There's nothing like the Indominus Rex confirmation, which isn't really a confirmation, but more or less them admitting it by omission. You know, it's a kind of an omission that they're doing by accident. People ask them about it, and they say, "Oh, well, I can't say that," which means it's there. Because otherwise, like they've said in the past, whenever somebody says, "Hey, is this going to be in the game?" No, that's not going to be in the game. Well, that's how you know it's not going to be in the game, because they're going to flat out just say no. As soon as they start, you know, wiggling about, going, "Oh, I'm not sure if I can say anything about that," yeah, it's confirmed. You got it. But I haven't seen none of that. I can't find none of that anywhere. But as far as the sandbox mode goes, you know, if they do it, it has to be done right. They have to have a mode in there where you'll have unlimited money, unlimited dinosaurs, unlimited resources, unlimited dig sites, unlimited everything. You should be able to create your own island, as big or as small. You should be able to, from the floor up, construct a magnificent park with nothing holding you back. You have, you know, free reign to do whatever you want to do. That is how they'll have to do it. If they have a sandbox mode to where you just progress through the game to a certain point where money's not an object and you can just have fun and do whatever you want after the story, yeah, that's kind of a sandbox mode, but that's not, you know, going in there and having unlimited control over everything. You know, park size, island size, maybe multiple islands, however you want to set it up. You know, underground, above ground, huge terraforming, your own weather, however you want to set it up, your own time of day. If you don't have that in your sandbox mode, this game will be sort of a letdown. And I think that's what fans are getting scared of, is that this game is going to be so good and the story mode is going to be so impactful, and they've got, you know, so many stars in this game. Jeff Goldblum, actually, who is a star, you know, like a Hollywood star, and he's, you know, participating in this game as the voice of Ian Malcolm. So they're going to a lot of lengths to get this game going and get it right. But it's Frontier, so they have to have a sandbox. That's their shtick. That's their signature. If they don't have a sandbox, Frontier may actually diminish a little bit of their stance in the community. And I hate to say that, but I think this is what fans are feeling right now. because it's not confirmed. They haven't said anything about it, which leads me to believe that maybe they'll leave it up to the modding community if they allow for a modding community. Maybe they'll leave it up for you know, DLC, or maybe you'll have to really get creative with some of the settings on PC only and not console, right? And that will be a letdown. It will be a letdown because it's Frontier, and Frontier should be on point with any sort of sandbox game that they're creating. If it's even some sort of if it's any kind of a management game whatsoever, it should be a sandbox game if it's coming from Frontier. If not, it hurts their image, I think, in my opinion. But, you know, what do I know? I mean, not much, right? So that's just my thoughts on it. The whole talk about the sandbox, and will it sandbox and how much of it will be sandbox, I think that if you go through the story, you'll have a limited sandbox. You'll be able to do pretty much whatever you want to do, except for, you know, changing the time of day on whatever island you're on, changing the size of the island, how much you can actually terraform of that island, which so far it doesn't seem like there's any restrictions on that, you know, fingers crossed. But then if you're terraforming all of these islands, will they really look like the islands from the canon? You know what I mean? So that kind of ties into my previous video about, you know, will this game be canon because you're able to actually put your hands on so much, and everybody will be able to do that, and everybody's park will be a little bit different. So, you know, it's weird. It's weird to justify that, and it is actually kind of a juxtaposition if you think about it. But nevertheless, it's Frontier, and they have to have a sandbox. And if they don't have a sandbox, that diminishes their image. You know, you can just feel it. You can just feel it in the community. People are kind of really on edge about that. This is going to be the next big game for Frontier. It's going to be the next big game for the Jurassic World franchise. The Universal is backing them, you know, stupidly hard. So come on, guys, come out with this sandbox. You know you want to. You have to. Like, why wouldn't you? You know, the game is like a half step to a sandbox already, except for you got to unlock this dinosaur, and you got to go to this dig site, and you got to have money to do this, and you got to unlock this next fence, right? And once you get to the last island, it'll pretty much be a sandbox with only a couple dinosaurs, a couple objectives, and maybe a handful of money stopping you from buying the most expensive thing. But that's pretty much a limited sandbox. But it has to go beyond that, or the community will. This game will be popular for maybe a year. You know, it has to have a sandbox because sandbox adds replayability. You know, thumbnail, free range dinosaurs. Thumbnail, biggest Jurassic Park ever. You know, thumbnail, blah blah blah. You can have so many thumbnails based off of sandbox mode alone. There's so many things you can do. Imagine the potentials. So yeah, guys, that's just my thought on it. I hope you guys are appreciating these Jurassic World videos. I'm really trying to hype this game up because I want it to be the next big game for our channel, and we've really been working at this channel a lot, and we've quintupled our subscribers in the last 3 months. So that is just insane. And I hope that the dinosaurs will be our next big thing because I love dinosaurs. I know you guys do. We're really banging these videos out, and you guys are, more or less super supportive, and I cannot appreciate that enough. But we are going to keep digging into these theories, digging into these questions until we're able to play the game. If I can get a hold of another YouTuber who will let me use some of his gameplay, I will 100% upload that. Otherwise, I'll just have to keep using, Frontier's gameplay that they allow people to use. So yeah, bear with me, guys, and I'll bear with you. If this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and drop a like and leave a sub. I surely do appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.